You know, there's a silent, invisible war happening inside your body right this very second. And it's not being fought in a gym, but deep inside your trillions of cells. The thing is, modern life, with its constant stress and super easy access to food, is kind of paralyzing your cell's natural cleanup system. This causes all this toxic waste and these, well, zombie cells to build up, essentially rotting your body from the inside out. But what if I told you there's a way to fight back? To literally turn on your body's own renewal system. To get there, we first have to ask a really important question. So here's the big question. Are your cells aging faster than they should be? The answer, it turns out, might be written in your very DNA. Okay, think of these things called telomeres as the little plastic tips on your shoelaces. Their whole job is to protect your chromosomes. Now, every single time one of your cells divides, these little protective caps get a tiny bit shorter. And once they get too short, the cell just stops dividing. It can even become one of those zombie cells we just mentioned. This is, quite literally, the biological clock of aging. The huge problem is, our modern lifestyle is putting that clock on fast forward. So what exactly is hitting the accelerator on our cellular aging? Well, it really boils down to two major invisible threats that are just constantly bombarding our bodies day in and day out. Threat number one, good old psychological stress. And look, this isn't just a feeling in your head, it's a brutal chemical reality happening inside you. The equation is frighteningly simple. Chronic stress leads to way too much cortisol, that's the main stress hormone, which directly translates to accelerated aging. It's a straight line. And the fallout from this constant drip of cortisol is, well, it's pretty terrifying. We're talking about actual brain cells dying, memory getting worse, your bones and muscles literally wasting away, and your immune system just taking a nosedive. Cortisol is, in effect, breaking your body down piece by piece. So how can we actually measure this stress? One of the best ways we have is something called heart rate variability, or HRV. Now, this isn't your heart rate. It's the tiny millisecond variations in time between each of your heartbeats. And a low HRV, that's a huge red flag that your body's stress response system is basically stuck in the on position. This image just illustrates it perfectly. Take a look at the EKG. A healthy, relaxed heart doesn't beat like a metronome. It has these slight variations, which show it's flexible and resilient. But when the beats get really rigid and monotonous, that's a clear signal that the whole system is under chronic, unrelenting stress. Okay, let's get to the second major threat. And this is one we face multiple times, every single day. Nutrient overload. We are simply overwhelming our cells by eating too much, way too often. See, when nutrients are constantly flooding in, it creates this massive traffic jam inside your cell's protein-making machinery. There's a fancy name for it, endoplasmic reticulum stress. And this cellular traffic jam, it leads to inflammation and eventually cell death. It kills fat cells, it kills muscle cells, that's called sarcopenia, and it even creates fatty liver disease. It's a cellular crisis that just spreads throughout the entire body. After hearing all that, the obvious question is, are we just doomed? Is there any way to hit the brakes and actually clean up the mess we've made inside ourselves? Thankfully, yes. And the answer is this incredible built-in process called autophagy. It literally means self-eating. This is your body's ultimate quality control system, its own recycling program. It's like a cellular cleanup crew that goes in, finds all the damaged parts, the junk proteins and those old zombie cells, and just devours them for energy. So cool. So the billion-dollar question is, how do we turn this system on? Well, the most powerful way is surprisingly simple. You just stop eating for a bit. Fasting. By giving our bodies a break from constant digestion, we give our cells the green light they need to start this deep cleaning. And the benefits are just profound. Less inflammation, fewer zombie cells, better brain health, and a major boost to your cellular power plants, the mitochondria. You know, this completely changes the whole conversation around diet. It suggests that the most critical health decision you make might not be what's on your plate, but rather the periods when your plate is empty. The timing of your meals, like with time-restricted eating, that's the primary switch for this deep cellular renewal. Okay, so we know the problems and we know the solution. Now let's put together our toolkit. We're talking simple, science-backed strategies you can start using like tomorrow to protect your cells and activate this whole renewal process. First up, we have to tackle that stress.
We've got to disarm the cortisol bomb. And thankfully, powerful evidence-based practices like meditation and the Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, have been proven to directly lower your cortisol levels and, you guessed it, increase your heart rate variability.
And you know, there are so many ways to do this. The key is finding what really works for you. Maybe it's repeating a mantra or keeping a gratitude journal. Maybe it's prayer or just leaning on your friends and family for support. All of these can help build a powerful buffer against chronic stress. Next up in our toolkit is movement. Now, we all know exercise is good for us. Duh. But the science behind how certain types of movement extend our lives is truly fascinating. But here's where it gets really interesting. Not all exercise is created equal when it comes to longevity. Check this out. This 25-year study found something incredible. Look at the top of the chart. Tennis added almost 10 years to life expectancy. Badminton, over 6 years. What do these have in common? They're social, they're dynamic, they're playful. It really seems like combining movement with social connection is a super powerful recipe for a longer, healthier life. Ultimately, so many of these tools really come down to this one powerful idea: how you perceive the world, how you see stress, how you approach your health. That mental framework is honestly one of the most critical tools you have for influencing your physical, cellular health. So, as we wrap up here, look, this isn't about a total life overhaul overnight. It's about making small, conscious choices. Will you maybe try a shorter eating window, or take a walk in the woods, or maybe just call a friend? I'll leave you with this question to think about. Looking at everything we've just covered, what is the one choice you're going to make for your cells tomorrow?